Okay, welcome back. We're doing a sort of unboxing video. I've already taken the Asus out of its box, but it is the Asus PA279Q monitor. It's the IPS LCD, and we're going to take a look at what you get with the box. So first, you'll notice the thing is huge. Here on the left side, we'll go over some of the inputs and things that you get with the monitor in a moment, but what we're going to focus on here first is the box. So let's take a look at what comes inside the box. Inside the box, the first thing you're going to notice is something I've never seen before that comes with the monitor. Right underneath the standard propaganda paperwork tells you about the monitor, the series, and actually still comes with a VIP member notice paperwork, and comes with the driver disc, which you don't see a lot anymore. Most people want you to go to the website and download it, so that's a little bit interesting. Comes with calibration results. These things are pre-calibrated from the factory. As this is their photo and video top of the line monitor. Gaming as well, don't want to forget the gamers. But this, I've never seen this come with a monitor. Now what this thing is, we can get a good focus here, is this is a hood. I'm going to bring it up here and see if I can get it in the frame. That actually goes, you'll see, around the monitor. So it's I guess it's there for glare or whatever if you're working on video and pictures and you don't want any kind of interference with your color. It's there to help you. I probably won't be using this. I can imagine the kids would destroy this in about 3.5–4 seconds. But it is a nice touch for a professional monitor. It's not some cheap crumbly plastic. I mean, it's got some strength to it. Cables, just like their motherboards, Asus has sent a ton of cables. I mean, you've got a USB 3.0 cable, as the monitor has USB 3.0 ports. So this you would plug into your computer, and it would go up, and your monitor has some ports on the side we'll take a look at, and acts as a USB 3.0 hub. So that's nice that they sent that. We've got a HDMI mini cable. Pretty standard, nothing special there. HDMI cable, that's pretty standard stuff. One thing I'll notice about this HDMI cable is it's not your standard 2-footer that comes with most monitors. This one looks like it's a good 5 foot long. That's probably what that 5 indicates in the beginning, but it's a nice long HDMI cable. Now this monitor also has inputs or outputs for sound. So we see that we have a sound cable that you'd run from your sound card up to the monitor. It's got a power cable, standard power cable. It's also got a little bit of throwback days here. We got some DVI cable. Again, they didn't cheap out and go real short on us. It's got some length to it. And then it looks like we got another HDMI cable if we need to use it, because this thing I did notice, and we'll look at the ports here in a second, but it's got HDMI in from the computer, and it's got HDMI in from another source, and it's got an HDMI out. So that's really interesting. Also in the box we have cable tie, which is nice that they gave us a branded cable tie. Keep things nice and clean behind the monitor, because we all know that keeping things tidy behind the desk is everybody's top priority. And that's all you get in the styrofoam that sits on top of the monitor. So now let's take a look at the monitor itself. Now the monitor is a beast. I mean, you can tell right away. I mean, I've got big hands, and my hand compared to this thing is nothing. The first impression is when you pull this thing out of the box, it's heavy. I mean, this is a heavy monitor, which is good. I mean, too many things today are plasticky and they just feel really, really flimsy. This one's 27 inches, so it's, it's not the biggest that's made. I mean, I think it's the biggest Asus makes. I think they're coming out with a 30-incher. They haven't yet. Dell makes a 30-inch IPS display, but it's $1,400. So I can buy 2 of these for what I can buy 1 of those 30-inchers. So I think the decision what to do there is pretty clear. But this is the view from the front. We'll go ahead and grab a view here from the side. You'll notice on the side view that if we zoom in here, we can get some light in there. It's got 3 USB 3.0s, which is nice. They claim that they're 10 times faster than USB 2.0. I'm not sure how accurate that is. I use USB 3 a lot. It's pretty darn fast. It is noticeably faster, but you'll notice that I got the compact flash reader here too. So that front panel may not have been necessary in this particular case because of what's up here on the monitor, but we'll see how it performs compared to directly into the motherboard, because it is going to go through some controller circuitry back here on the back, so it'll be interesting to see how that all interacts and what the transfer speeds are, but I will do some tests on that and see what it is. So these are on the left side of the monitor. So let's take a quick look at the back of the monitor. Here on the back of the monitor, you'll notice the Asus branding. Lots and lots of ventilation. I mean, it's a big panel. It's going to produce some heat no matter how well you put it together. It's going to produce some heat. But look at how bulky that stand is. I mean, that thing is really bulky. Really anchors this thing down nicely. I can't say enough good things about how Asus went out of their way to make sure this monitor was stable. We'll take a look at the right side. And on the right side, you'll notice, which is interesting, that there's nothing. There's no expansion, there's nothing. Probably because your monitor controls are here on the front, which we'll take a look at here in just a second. But there are no USB slots or anything like that on the right side. You'll see it's made, it's designed anyway, by Asus in Taiwan. So we'll spin it around here to the front. And the front is pretty typical monitor. You'll notice that we're in a really bright room here. I don't know if it translates very well coming from the source. I can see my camera focusing in and out on it, but it's really bright in here, and we're not seeing a lot of flare on the screen, a little bit, so it's a really matte finish, and I really like that. I hate shiny screen LCDs, so this is a really good matte finish on this particular screen. So let's take a quick look at the bottom. On the bottom here, you'll notice we've got some more USB 3.0s. We've got some HDMI ports. This is in from the computer out to another source. Remember I mentioned you could do that. And then we've got another incoming port from wherever, it could be an alternate video source. You've got microphone and headphone jacks here. You've got a power plug and something I haven't seen for a while, but right down here, down low, you can see that we've got a manual power switch. That'll be good for those people who are worried about current draw even in standby. You can actually flick this thing off and not worry about it. You'll probably notice, probably not in this shot, but if I come back here as I bump the camera, if I zoom out, turn this thing around, this monitor, you'll see that this monitor supports landscape and portrait mode. And you can do it on the fly. So that's really good for people who are doing article-based development. It'd be interesting to see how it pans out on Visual Studio with multi-monitors. Put all my toolbars and stuff in the left monitor, which is an Asus as well, a 24-inch I think, about a year old. And put on this one the actual code screen being edited. So I hope you found this video helpful. As you can see, the Asus 279Q has tons of USB ports, tons of thought has been put into how it's put together. It's real heavy, anchored down like a rock. You can't go wrong with this monitor, and compared to the Dells and the HPs in the same size and price range, I think it sits at the bottom of the price range. But if you go to sites like Tom's Hardware and other places like that, this monitor's really been cleaning up the floor with some of those others. So I can't wait to give it a try, which I'm going to do right now. Thanks for stopping by.